You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Girlfriend Confidential LA After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Girlfriend Confidential LA After Show.
Round of applause, round of applause. Hey everyone, Bing is for doing, and tonight we are doing a bonus episode of Girlfriend Confidential LA. No, it's not Monday. No, it's not a new episode. It's even better. We have some of the cast members in the studio, but first, let me introduce myself. Giselle Ugarte, your host, with my beautiful co-hosts, please.
Hello, everyone. Ashley Gray.
Across the table, we have two of our loves.
What it do, booze? It's Corrinne Williams. Holla.
What's up, everybody? I'm Kennelia.
Hello.
And on our couch, it is a supermodel show today. We have beauties from Girlfriend Confidential LA. Ladies, want to introduce yourselves and tell everyone where they can tweet you. We're live right now. You can tweet and call us.
I'm Eva Marcille from Girlfriend Confidential LA, and you can find me at Eva Marcille on Instagram and on Twitter. And on my name is Terrell on Facebook. Someone stole my name. My name is Terrell on Facebook. But the picture of me and Terrell, that's me.
Is it just Terrell?
It's just Terrell. It's so sad.
But they have to spell
Double R, double. That's my cousin.
But they have to spell Marcelle right, because people are spelling
double-R,
Marcelle with C-E-L-L. So you have
It's
to spell it.
M-A-R. My name is EVA, M-A-R-C-I-L-L-E. And Marcille is my middle name. I did not change my last name.
Get your
And Miss Denyce.
Denyce Lawton. It's D-E-N-Y-C-E and L-A-W-T-O-N.
Ow.
And that's on everything.
The beautiful Nikki.
And I'm Nikki Chu, and mine gets a little tricky. I'm Love, L-O-V-E, N-I-K-K-I-C-H-U on Twitter, and on Instagram, I'm just Nikki Chu.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for being here today. If you're watching,
Welcome.
welcome to the studios.
Thanks.
If you're watching us live or listening in, you can join the conversation. Give us a call at 424-256-1729, or I'm always live tweeting at Giselle Ugarte. So let's go ahead and get started. This is a bonus round. Questions, sharing, conversation. This is girlfriend time, right?
Did you guys see the show? Did you?
Of course.
We watch every single episode. We break down every single episode.
We know everything there is to know about Girlfriend
We good.
Confidential.
How was my hair in second episode?
Silence.
What a bob. A dramatic asymmetrical bob.
To the defense, there's always more than one day, and then there's the professionals. So.
Yes.
Giselle's watching. Ding dong. Yes. At least 5 changes per episode. It's like the
Has to be.
prerequisite for the show.
Yes.
It has to play in fashion.
But I do remember you had the studded collar with the white shirt, because I have that in pink with the shoulder lid. Okay.
Fancy.
So first things first, ladies, you've all, or at least the two of you, had careers in television before. You are an amazing designer in various fields. So what made you decide to do a reality show? Was this your idea? Did someone pursue you? Why transition into reality television?
This is Eva speaking. I actually started my career in television, in reality TV, a completely different genre of reality TV, which is competition-based versus...
America's Next Top Model winner.
Get there, girl.
No big deal.
I mean, it's a little show. It's about modeling from this amazing lady.
Just a
You
little
might not know
show.
her. Her name's Tyra Banks.
What up? Shout out to Tyra. What up,
Shout out to
Tyra?
We love her. But after working on a show like that and playing in the business, in fashion, and acting, doing soaps, and all those different kind of things, I kind of wanted to play in reality more, but make it as real as possible. And so it's impossible without going on this journey without my friends. Denyce was the first person I reached out to, which was at least over 3 years ago, about this. And that's what she said when I asked her about it. She was like, really?
I'm cool.
But you know what? It's really difficult yet rewarding to find freedom in just being who you are. And a lot of time we wear fancy clothes and we drive our cars and we put on all these other masks so the world can look at us a certain way. And there's something to be said about someone that has enough in them to go in and just bear it all. Flaws and all, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything that makes a person. And so I'm just amazingly proud and thankful that my real friends, Denyce, Nikki, Kelly, decided to sign on to this project with me and bear their life. You know, the stuff that's good and the stuff that you kind of don't want to talk about.
And then, you know, you said something interesting because, and I tweeted Denyce last night. Last night was a really, really heartbreaking episode where, you know, I think we'd seen a couple times where you guys had to show some vulnerability, open up, show a side of your lives that it's really difficult to probably show on camera. But last night, especially, you know, what was it like to open yourselves up like that in front of a camera and then to watch it, especially Denyce last night?
Well, you know, even previously with like the commercials and stuff like that that were running, like my dad tries as much as as hard as possible with just everybody, not just me, trying to prepare us for like the worst of what people's responses may be. And being that with how my brother was killed and the people that were involved, not everyone is going to be happy about the story being told in such a positive light with so much negativity behind it, because then people are afraid of being demonstracized on TV. But I mean, it is what it is. Like, my brother was killed by a person that felt some kind of way and just had no regards for another person's life, period. So there's only so much that I could really share without not being honest about the situation. So even with, you know, me, when I was trying to explain to Eva and Kelly then what the trial entailed and why it was pushed back, I couldn't even honestly tell them either everything that was.
And from a legal standpoint, too, I'm sure there are certain things that you have to keep.
And then I want to also make sure that my family stays protected, because this is a man that will be walking the streets again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just never wanted to jeopardize my friends or my family with so much information, yet I didn't want to not tell my brother's story either.
Right. And what you did tell was plenty. Because we
that was
watched
a lot.
it.
But it's more than just, it's her story too, because with things that happen to people in the world, they happen to all of us. And I am one of Denyce's biggest champions and biggest fans. Because
And you can see that.
And I know Denyce. I know her life. I know a lot about what she's gone through that maybe even the other girls don't know, and definitely that the world doesn't know. And so I think it's kind of important, especially when you put yourself on display like this, that you kind of explain to the world where it is you're coming from. Because if they see you're very irritated today, I mean, maybe I just found out that I'm menopausal. Now you understand my irritation. Or if she's having a series of events and she's in a place in her life where it's just a little grayer than normal, now you understand where it is Denyce is coming from and why she reacts and deals with things the way she does. She has a mountain on her shoulder.
I mean, there's only so much you can really explain in 40 minutes. You know what I mean?
Between 4 women.
Right. You know, with a lot, and everyone individually and collectively has gone through like some type of not so much as tragedy, but just life-changing, altering experiences, from her and her father's relationship to something that wasn't discussed on the show, but her actually losing one of her best friends in real life in the process of
before we started filming.
She lost her best friend, just tragically. Kelly lost her father. We don't talk about that as much. And then Eva going through the transitions with her father. And we, cameras aren't always around when things happen, like people getting sick. I mean, there was a point where I was rushed to the emergency room.
I mean, we would have quite a tearjerker show. You'd be like, turn the Notebook off. Why are we crying every second?
Yeah, but you want to tell the story without traumatizing people.
Well, I have to say, you know, definitely now that a couple episodes have gone by, I feel like you guys have definitely reached that balance where you have seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and you've been able to relate. And the beautiful.
The beautiful and fabulous.
The beautiful and the fabulous and the glamorous. Nikki, how did you convince your boyfriend to get on the show with you?
There wasn't really that much convincing. Definitely a part of my life. And when I signed up and told him that's what I was doing, I was like, "Are you going to be down?" He's like, "Yeah, let's do it." He's very easygoing.
I can tell.
Nice, too.
He's cute. Get it.
Really quick, ring check, hands in the air. Anybody?
They're trying to get a prelude to next week's episode.
Well, if it was, we wouldn't have it
I have
on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rings.
That doesn't tell a story yet. I'm just saying, it doesn't tell the story yet.
You have to tune in to see.
Well, one of our predictions last night after watching the episode was, you know, I bet you it's not going to be even. What if there's a twist, and what if Nikki gets engaged?
What if it's a twist and I got engaged? I'm just saying.
Very realistic. If I
Don't
got
exclude
engaged.
me and Kelly from the equation.
I know. But I mean, my boyfriend lives across the street
Timothy
from
Bloom,
me.
I don't
So
know.
it's,
Kelly.
you know.
Okay. Don't exclude me from the.
Yeah, we touched on everyone's
got
love
you.
life, but Denyce, they didn't really get into
You didn't
yours.
get a
Is
story.
there?
I
Like,
didn't want to get into
Oh, okay. I was like, is there something special going on?
No. And here's the thing, you know, and Eva knows, there's so much of your life that there's only so much of your life that you're going to allow. And being that I had just gotten out of a serious relationship, there were some people that weren't aware that I had a relationship. And then I just feel like with everything that a lot of the bloggers and the gossipers and the tweeters there's just certain points of my life I just don't feel is necessary for me to always talk about. Whether or not I'm dating somebody or sleeping with somebody or not sleeping with somebody, it's nobody's business unless I make it their business. But then my mantra is, just because I tell you my business doesn't make it your business to repeat.
Exactly.
Thank
you. Exactly.
Right. Yeah. But whether it's a girlfriend or if it's a stranger, I mean, if you want to go gossip and if you want to go and spread rumors and fabricate and exaggerate a situation, then so be it. But don't be surprised if I'm going to check you on it.
Exactly.
And I'm just one of those people that doesn't believe in doing the behind the scenes. Like, if you can say it on a computer, you can say it on this blog or this filter or whatever, please say it to me so that we can talk about it.
But that's a lot of people's, you know, hidden mask.
So, I mean, I just felt like I just didn't want to put bullets in people's hands. Like, it's none of your business.
In going with this, I want to know, because in watching, what is it, episode 2, I think, when you did the premiere for T.O.'s apartment, I wanted to know, what was the real tea?
The tea.
Because you're like, he's not my friend anymore. He didn't reach out. And I was like, what did they do?
To be honest, till this day, I still don't know. Like, I mean, we can speculate all day, every day. Here's the thing: just because he's a man and I'm a woman, and either one of us or both of us are somewhat attractive, doesn't mean that
very attractive,
gorgeous.
It doesn't mean that I can't have a platonic relationship with this person. Doesn't mean that we cannot not be friends. You know what I mean? Because there were aspects of his life that I related to, and there were aspects of my life that he related to. And when you have two people that live on opposite sides of the world, and you have a friendship, and one of our one of our like mutual things that we had was that I had a newfound religion. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't just find Jesus or discover God, but I was really into my faith at that time that he and I had met. And he was like
He's real spiritual.
He is. Like,
he is a spiritual one. We have a Bible in the car.
And people judge people off of they judge people. You know, a lot of people judge Terrell off of his antics. I mean, he's a showboat. He likes the attention. Even with working at the house, they'll attest. I was minding my business, getting him praise in a movie he had just finished, and he wants to cause a scene. Like, I don't know what you talk about. And
he was doing this. He was giving me this like hand signal, and
so he brought the cameras around, because you have to understand, you didn't see any previous conversation. I pulled him to the side whenever cameras weren't around to have conversations with him, and it wasn't until he decided he wanted the cameras on him. So I said, "Oh, you want 15 minutes? Let's get it."
You exactly, and you gave it to him. You put both of them phones on the table, like, "Bam, call me." I was like,
they didn't even know what was going on. They're like, "Why is Denyce calling him out?" And it was like, "I'm not calling him out. I'm sitting here like, okay, you just trying to commit suicide. Are you okay? You were on Dr. Phil with 20 people saying that your baby mom is. Are you okay?" So I was being being a friend in private, and he wanted to be a showboat on camera. So let's go. Let's
I was
roll.
sweating in my Sharon Stone hair.
Oh, yeah.
I was literally sweating.
That's the only. If that's what you mean by tea, that was it. It was just a friend being concerned about another friend, but he didn't want a friend moment. He wanted 15 minutes. So.
And in follow up to that, so what do you think in watching the episodes the same time we're watching it, you know, in playback, do you think that it's fairly edited to who Denyce is as a person, a woman?
I would say 50-50. Yeah. Because here's the thing about me, and I'll be honest, I'm the biggest reactor in the world.
Exactly. Yeah.
But here's the thing, the key word is reactor. I don't just sit here and be like, oh God, I don't know. Like, no, something has to happen. But with me, I can either be one of two things. I can either let a lot of stuff build up, and me just I take, like, people say I have a high tolerance for BS. You can't curse. I have a high tolerance for BS.
Yeah.
But then there are moments where I'm like, it's that straw, and I never understood that expression, the straw on the camel's back. I'm like, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
Now I get it. It's like,
But even more so, to Denise's defense, what you saw on the episodes prior to understanding why you saw what you saw, you know what I mean? Like, her threshold and her ability to deal, because she has so much stuff going on. So she's 9 times out of 10 going to pop off a lot faster than Denise would have popped off 2 years ago.
Exactly.
Because what she's going through. So what you saw happened, but it happened under all of this pressure and stress. And so now on the latter episodes, you're seeing like, oh, okay, if I was going through that,
but I'm not gonna sit here and make excuses and say, oh, that all this is. Like I said, you can't tell a story in 40 minutes. There was a lot of things that were said and a lot of things that were done before you saw me make a phone call. Prior to that, me exploding, they're not going to, and I guess for legal purposes, not include a lot of my private, quiet parts of my conversation,
or the beefing in the conversation.
Right, exactly. So there was like light, and nobody was concerned. Nobody's concerned about so what was said, and that was said. But then it did escalate, and that's when they're going to capture. They want to only capture the escalated parts of the conversation, which is. I mean, it's for good TV. Who wants to sit there and watch two people sit there and say, no, you didn't, yes, I did, no, I didn't, no, yes, you did.
But even for like for like Nikki. So I know when you first started watching the show, you noticed that there's definitely a love for her boyfriend, but there's definitely a disconnectedness.
When did you guys film?
In March.
Okay.
It was earlier this year.
It's like February, March.
Okay. So you see there's a disconnection, but a full connection with her boyfriend. And it's kind of like, well, what do we have here? What's going on? Now, when you understand her relationship with her father and the way she deals and maneuvers through life, really with a one-woman show, and if I choose to play with you guys along the way, then lucky you. But she is manning her ship, then you kind of understand, like, oh, okay, I see why you don't want to move in with your boyfriend. So it sounds harsh, but now I get it.
Yeah. So do you guys think that it does affect your relationship with men if you don't have a healthy relationship with your father?
Yes.
Yeah, I think absolutely. I mean, this is an area that every little girl learns how a man needs to treat her. You learn what to expect out of a man. You actually have a level of intimacy. When I watch my male friends and the daughter touches his face, they kiss. It's just what it is. And if you don't have that connection, you grow up and it's there. I'm a woman. I'm loving. I am nurturing. It's there innately. I have successful relationships, but I also have a level of very low tolerance.
Exactly.
And that low tolerance makes me very different than some of my other friends who have a man. I kind of look like, whoa, you tolerate that? Whoa, I'm not doing that. You know, so it's just about trying to find the balance, and that's what my journey is about. I don't think I'm so far left. I don't think I'm so far right. I'm just trying to go, all right, let me ride in the middle here where I'm not being taken advantage of, but I'm not so ridiculous and hard that I can't have a successful
and epitome of act like a lady, think like a man.
Exactly.
That is Nikki Chu, and now you see why.
Exactly.
That's probably why you do so well in business and in your career as well, is because you're able to separate those different emotions.
You will not really see me cry a lot. I'm not the teary-eyed girl. I mean, I do, but I cry at cartoons, which is like the weirdest thing in the world. Bambi, I mean, Ariel, I'm crying. It's so weird.
Pocahontas?
Yes. I mean, Disney really? But, you know.
Could it have to do with that, though?
No, they make you cry.
Childhood, like a, you know.
No, but Disney movies have relationships between father and
so sad.
If you think about what she just said, the Disney movies are about relationships between the person and their parent.
No, when Ray Ray died, I'm sorry.
But a lot
Sidebar.
of people haven't seen that though.
Ray Ray.
No.
The little light bug.
The light.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
Thank you.
Princess and the Frog.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
Princess and the
first
Frog.
African-American princess,
cried on the
which
plane.
was Princess Tiana. I just
Yes.
bought one for my niece the other day. She's drop dead
I
gorgeous.
cried too.
Played by the amazing Anika Noni Rose.
Shout out to Anika.
Shout out to Anika. But when Ray Ray
Yeah, I
got
cried.
pushed,
Yes.
oh my
I was on
God.
the plane and I was crying and people were like,
This is my point. This is my point. Cartoons?
Before we move totally off, are you still working on your relationship with your dad?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, after the show aired, I called my dad and I was like, how do you feel? You know, that's quite an experience for a man who's just come into my life.
And he's thrown on TV.
You're thrown on TV. And, you know, he said, you know what? I was at the gas station and this 50-year-old woman came up to me and was like, I know you. And he said, no, you don't. And then she said, you're on Girlfriend Confidential. You're Lloyd. And he said, he was just like, oh my goodness. So I think, so we talk, yes, we
is
definitely.
he still Lloyd to you, or is he dad to you now?
No, I mean, that's, you know, dad is something that, you know, you grow up, that's your dad.
Yeah.
He is my dad in theory, but I just, at this age,
It takes
you don't call him
It takes
Sir.
time.
I don't call him Mr. and I don't call him
Don't
Sir.
call him Mr. Please.
Yeah, I call him Lloyd.
Sir.
It is. I hate when she calls him Sir or Mr. And then she wants to call him Father. I'm like, really?
I was like, should I call him Father? She's like,
But see, there's a split in the world though on what father and dad means, because I feel
Exactly.
like father is deeper than dad.
Yes.
Anybody can
Me
be a
too.
daddy, but not everybody can be a father.
Because father has to do with parenting.
Right, that's why there's Father's Day, but people are, and that's why there's baby daddy. The negative goes. You don't he's my baby fa- when people say he's my baby's father, they're for some reason mentally in the ghetto tent.
they say baby father, they say baby daddy.
No, baby daddy.
they say baby
That's
father.
what I'm saying. Baby's
baby
father
father.
is in a more of a respected level where he's my child's
yes,
father.
yes.
But like he's my child's daddy.
Yes.
I don't hear he's my child's daddy. I don't hear that. I hear my.
I mean,
But
but
we don't play with baby daddies on Girlfriend Confidential LA.
I
Just to let
appreciate
you
that.
know,
I appreciate that.
But
we
you
don't
would-
play in those type of reindeer games.
You would be surprised how many girls have reached out to me who are going through the same
Really?
situation.
And that's really-
I have gotten numerous. I can't even respond to all of the Twitter and the emails. I just got an email this morning from a girl in London, and she said, "You stream the show. We don't get it here.
It's on iTunes also.
Yeah, I'm one of your biggest fans, and you praying for a miracle has changed my life, and you're an inspiration. I mean, it's just endless, and I'm just."
And one woman tweeted us and said that she didn't know her father for 43 years and just met him. Remember?
I saw
Yes,
that.
yeah.
And
So
so
we're getting a lot of really amazing stories, and my encouragement is that if you were blessed to connect with that parent, no matter what age you're at, then you have to receive that blessing and see it through.
Exactly.
This is not a game.
And
you know?
Exactly.
it was very inspiring to see you have the bravery to do that on TV, because not everyone and their parents are going to let the camera see something like that. So it was very inspiring. Even for people who have fathers, it was good to see inside of the family. It was
And
like,
there's some people that want to
nice.
criticize or make comments about, well, why is she ignoring him? Why is she blowing him off? You have to understand that's Nikki's journey. Like you don't understand. Like people aren't going to understand what Eva's going through with her relationship or her parents. They're not going to understand about me and my brother's loss. They're not going to understand. Look, I just met him. I don't even know how to incorporate him
And
into
that
my
was
life.
a battle
let
for
alone-
us because where my dad is, and he's still battling. He's battling. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, dude?
You better
Like,
talk
if
to
you
him,
don't
right.
go to your dad's house and like eat some oxtails right now and just forget about what didn't happen and talk about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, lady, hold on. I don't even know if he likes oxtails because I don't know him. So let's start. You know, and there's
It's an individual process.
such
It is, and it was the big deal. Like they made a really moment that was really touching for me was me telling my boyfriend that I wasn't ready to introduce him to my father, and it's not because I don't love my boyfriend. This is a really big deal, and my process is to kind of sort it out on my own and see what I'm dealing with, and then I can bring in, and that's my own process. Right. Her and I battled through that on the show.
Because your dad can smell your boyfriend and say if he's full of shit.
Right.
Like,
we don't know that.
2 years before you smell it.
Right.
So I'm introducing them to Pops.
But if your dad knows you.
Yes.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Like he's now only learning about his daughter. Now I have to find, like it's basically her and Jason meeting this man at the same time and learning him at the same time, and God forbid if her and Jason were to separate, her father only knows her with this man, not her as an individual.
And I think too, since I met him, you know, I met extended family. There was 10 family members. I have a grandmother, I have uncles, I have cousins, and so it was amazing to meet everybody, and I never really spent just one-on-one time with my dad. There was always, his wife is around, there's someone always around, and so his trip to LA was more important for me to just engage with him one-on-one by myself, because I did that with everybody. And no one really kind of understood. They were trying to, you know, put the pressure. So I just, listen, I'll do what I'm gonna do.
Thank you for allowing us to see that, because again, it was very inspiring. I'm glad.
This is one of, yes. This is one, oh, I'm sorry, girl. Go ahead, boo.
Okay. Just in you getting to know your dad on a more intimate level, how has it helped your personal relationship and your intimate relationship with your boyfriend?
You know what? Getting to meet my dad actually brought up a whole bunch of new issues. Get a load of that.
It closed some and then opened the others. I love it. It's life.
I believe
you know, so it's like, oh wow, you know, all this time I want to know who you were. I just want to put a face and a voice to who you are. So now I got that, but now I'm like, whoa, what do I do with this? How do I be a daughter to you? Am I supposed to talk to you every day? Like, there was a lot of things I was like having a lot of issues with. So I would ask my girl, do you talk to your dad every day? And she's like, oh, okay, every 3 days? Cool. Okay. All right, it's 3 days. Like, I don't know. I don't know. This is just so new. So, you know, every day I'm kind of learning something else, dealing with something. So I don't know. I think for me, I really wanted to get married, and my dream was to have my dad walk me down the aisle. And I think that a lot of my hesitation in life to get married was because I didn't really have that. And so, not that I was like this girl that just wanted to get married. I'm very career oriented. I didn't want kids. I was just like, hey, I got this mission. But now that I have that, it seems a little more relaxed and full circle.
How has it affected your relationship with your boyfriend?
I don't think that I don't know. I can't tell yet. You know,
the show, we just shot it, so
I can't really tell yet. You know, I think it's all new.
Second season, you'll find
Is there going to be a second season?
We shall see.
We shall see. Well, this definitely is one of the realest reality shows out there. And it's like, you guys are fabulous, glamorous, and you show
independent.
Exactly. You show that you give the audience something to aspire after. It's not like, you know, there's no fist flying or hair pulling. You guys deal with real issues that...
You didn't see that? No. Because I pulled her hair at one point.
But you guys deal with real issues that women deal with on an everyday basis, and you touch so many lives. And you know, it's so refreshing to see you girls on, especially women of color.
Well, see, the thing is that there are a lot of reality shows out there. There's everything from Breaking Amish to Honey Boo Boo to so they run the spectrum, right?
Okay, real quick. What did you say?
Breaking Amish.
I'm sorry.
She's obsessed with it.
I literally
don't watch a lot of reality.
I make TV now, so I watch everything. Like
what's
literally, Breaking Amish are these Amish kids that come.
They leave their community and go to New York.
City.
It's a
for the first time ever. They
well, I do know that the Amish have that rite of passage when they turn
and that's
17.
what the show is about. One of them, their mom showed up. It was crazy. But I say this to say there are a lot of reality shows, and there are shows that show people, women of color, white women, people from Jersey. I mean, whatever the whole moment is, Latino women, in a lot of different exactly, and a lot of different lights. And so this show was necessary because no knock to any of the other women in their lives, because I have no room to judge the next person's life. But we wanted to show a perspective that you don't see on television. That is real to us. Because for a person that's living in middle America that doesn't know much about, say, an African American family because they live in a predominantly white neighborhood, if they see the depictions of African American women on just
know
this
which
one
ones we talking about.
skewed idea. It's just one way people might act, not the way we act as an entire community and a culture. So I'm not knocking them, but
I've never thrown
there's
a glass at her
ratchetry.
or
There's
hired
ratchetry in
an
every
investigator
culture.
to stalk her. I don't do that with my friends.
After a while, the viewer gets tired of the same routine.
You do get tired. Sometimes I call it junk TV. And I come home, I get my glass of wine, and I just kind of.
No, that's toddlers and tiaras.
I don't call our show that, but I'm just saying I get my glass of wine, and at some point I'm in the wind down mode.
Yes.
And I started watching all these reality shows, and they were so aggressive, and they were so rah and arguing, and I was like finding myself like totally
high blood pressure.
Yeah, it was really intense, and I was like
watching Nick at Night.
And little girls look up to this, and they think that it's cute. They think that this is how you're supposed to act.
The reason why they think it is because that's all they see.
Exactly.
And our honorary girlfriend who's not here.
It's become pop culture. I'm sorry.
Yes, but it's because popular culture means what? It's
drama,
popular. It's what they see the most. If they saw women of valor, women of stature, women of some kind of integrity more, then they would think that was hot.
I think, to be honest, I mean, bullying has been around for a really long time, but I just feel like with television at the state of where it is, I feel like that's where a lot more of this bullying is happening now, because people really feel like it's okay to call this person this name, call them that. Like, there's this one picture that circulates around Instagram that is so powerful. Some people feel some kind of way about it, but it's a little boy that's making this face, and it looks like a hand is choking him, and it's a whole bunch of mean words, and it said words hurt. And when I saw that, I felt that all inside of me, where I'm like, yes, words hurt, facial expressions hurt, your
nonverbal.
And how about the social media allows people to say really nasty things directly to you that, I'm just coming into the space where, they've been on television. I've been in Home and Garden. Okay? So,
HGTV.
Yeah, I'm on HGTV.
New for us. This is a different aspect.
It is a different aspect, but I've been on HGTV and Fine Living, doing all of these kind of makeovers, so people come with inspiring and questions, and now it's, so you think, and it's just kind of like you open your book and your iPhone and you read it, and you're like, whoa.
I've been playing in this part of this world for over 8 years now. Is when I did Top Model. I'll be 28 this year. I did Top Model that long ago. And I can say, if someone has something to say about you, they usually don't know how to properly compliment you.
They know how to tear you down properly.
Yes, because it's a lot easier to say something mean than it is to muster up the balls to show someone that you actually admire something that's going on. So I say all of that to say, when you look at a blog and someone's commenting, this 14-year-old girl from Virginia that is going to do her spelling test is not going to say something that is going to crush my spirit. Because if that's the case, I would have been crushed a long time ago. You can't give them that.
Comments.
To that, I feel like, especially with the younger generation, or really women in general, the way that you see other people is really secretly how you see yourself.
Exactly.
It's a reflection of you.
And I have to say, mentioning social media, I do definitely want to go to some of our tweet questions. Okay. And also, I've been getting some tweets that, for the listeners, we've been talking over each other a lot.
Okay, sorry.
So
let's get it together.
Yeah, no. So we need to get together because we're obviously really excited to be here. We want to get everything in, but obviously we want all of your voices to be heard. This is for you guys. This is the bonus footage for our listeners. And also on that note, if you're listening, make sure that you rate us on iTunes. Give us 5 stars. If you want to see us have the show back, hopefully there will be a second season. Yes. Let us know if you want to see these girls in the studio. Again, let us know so we can bring you the best shows. Our shows are free because we love you. So make sure that you're giving us feedback, call us, tweet questions. I'm getting a lot of questions about your boyfriend, Eva, because apparently he's going to have a little bit more time in the finale, or maybe not, because we also see you going, where's Anthony on the phone?
That's the ongoing question?
I'm just saying, so people want to know, there are a lot of different questions, but basically I'm curious to know if you think he was perceived well on this, because he's been kind of MIA. Yeah. You see your friend, your mom saying, that they don't you know, they're kind of speculating. I don't want to say that they don't like him.
No, I get it.
But you were even saying that they were being protective of you.
This show is about my friends and my life and my journey in Hollywood. Part of that, obviously, encompasses some of my love life. And having had been a public figure for a while now and having had public relationships, the question lies, who are you dating now? What's going on? My boyfriend is not a cast member. He does not get paid to do the show. He ran away every time a camera came. He's not a part of Hollywood life. This is not his moment. He was at the BET Hip Hop Awards getting his life this weekend. Like, he doesn't care about Emmys. That's not his moment. So to do this show and to do television, it was a lot for him, and he never wanted to film. So a lot of times when he wasn't there is because he did not want to film.
And when you're filming, and this is reality, you can't say, oh, well, he didn't come because he didn't want to be around the cameras. You can't say that.
You say he didn't come. But
Lure him with the lottery tickets.
Exactly. It was more than just lottery tickets.
We saw that. We know.
It made me uncomfortable. I said, oh.
Oh my God, it was so hard to watch. Like, but in real life though, like, I'm one of Anthony's biggest supporters.
Yes.
Because you have to see them in their own element. Like when you walk into their house, you have to understand. I've known this woman through, you know, her relationships.
A lot of relationships.
And
say it, a lot.
I'm not going to say it, you know.
A lot.
But I mean, whether the public ones and the ones that nobody knows about, but I've never walked into a home that would belong to her and just see every inch of every freaking wall covered in Anthony pictures.
No, oh my God. Okay, so this is the first boyfriend I have ever had where I have literally
How long has it been?
20, over a year and a half now. At least 20 framed and hung pictures in the house.
Like it was like one of the anniversary gifts that I gave them. Like it was a picture I took of them and framed because that's the life she lives in. And when they're not just pictures, like they're intimate photos where there's like pictures of them walking on the canyon and they're both tatted up in tank tops, like, and it's like they're so perfect. And the way, if you ever see Anthony, and it makes me smile, if you ever see how he looks at her even when she's not paying attention.
Yeah, they can't see that.
Yeah.
They don't see that much.
But
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. And I mean, like I said, on TV, it is what it is. You're either going to love or hate the person for the exact same reasons that, you know, other people may love or hate them.
My dude went out of town for just this weekend for the BET Hip Hop Awards in Atlanta, and my dad had a seizure this weekend.
Oh, no.
He literally reversed and hit it right back, like, in a matter of no time. The only person actually amongst our crew that knows is Denyce, that I've been going through this. But because he's so much of my rock, he allows me not to have to dump all my stuff on all my friends at all times because he's a good boyfriend.
And it's crazy because she didn't even tell me because all of our schedules have been so busy.
We felt each other's energy. It was freaky.
Because my dad just got out of the hospital last week as well. My father was hospitalized.
And I text her like, hey, boo, I miss you. Just sending you some of my love.
Yeah, because we've been out of touch because we've all been so busy working and stuff.
She's working on 2 films.
And moving. Thank you. But it's so crazy. But my first cousin who helped, like, was a part of raising me passed away suddenly. And she actually passed away of a seizure. And then the day before that, my father had just gotten out of the hospital, and it was just a lot. And she hit me up, and even her assistant was just like, hey, I mean, how are you? You know, for something's telling me
to call you. Like, I don't know why. I'm just sending you love. Don't want much. You know, if you're busy, do your thing. Just know that I'm loving on you over here.
And and so I told her, I shared with her everything that had been going on. Because, you know, I had publicly tweeted about my cousin, but I didn't put my dad's business out there. But, you know, they sent something. Long story short, 2 days later, I could not sleep.
She hits me up. Like,
I hit her up in the middle of the night. I said, I don't know what it is. I said,
2:45 in the morning.
Wow. I could not sleep. I'm getting goosebumps. I could not sleep. And it was something that was bothering me. You know what I mean? And me and Nikki had been in a lot of contact, and I hadn't really talked to Kelly. But with Eva, it was like, it's abnormal for us to go a certain period of time without talking. But for me, it was just, I couldn't put my finger on it. And I said, listen, this ain't just, are you okay?
Soul sisters.
Right. It's like, I feel like
I know something happened.
I said, I feel like deep in my heart, I said, it's weighing heavy in my heart that something intense is happening to you. And she was just like, wow. She's like, my dad's in the hospital right now. And I was like, I'm filming.
It freaked me out.
But I was like, I can come to the hospital. What do you want right now? I said, I can come right now. Do you need me right now? She's like, I'll go later if you can come out later. I'm like, well, I'm working later, but I can come right now. I'll drop everything right now. And it was like, it was really weird.
Yeah.
And that's
really
beautiful. beautiful, the relationship that you guys have, because we definitely can see that on camera.
Yeah.
And even though you guys do bicker a little bit, it's
No,
sister
we could
love.
be in a full-on brawl.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be honest. Me and Denyce could be full-on back and forth, right? Like for real. And then something happens, whatever that problem was, or whatever, that is all the way at wayside, and we're dealing what really matters.
Because we can get on each other's nerves as much as we love each other, but it's like when you have any siblings, we fight with siblings, and we can't choose who our siblings are.
I call them the married couple.
Yeah,
so they on the blogs they say, "Oh, are you do you ever get involved?" Hell no. I watch.
Right.
I said they'll argue over who drank the last bit of juice. They'll be mad at each other, and then all of a sudden they're back in love. So you just stay out of it, watch it, listen.
This is the thing. Nikki is extremely tactful in her speech. Denyce and I have no filter, and we just tell each other. And so sometimes Kelly,
with me, I wait though, and when I do finally say something, I wait. I'll harbor stuff a long
and then
time, and then when somebody says something a little incorrectly at me, I'm going off.
See, that's how I am. Yeah.
And my approach is, maybe you could have did it a little different.
Exactly.
You would have had another result.
And this is Kelly.
Corporate woman.
Yeah. See, you guys balance each other out like perfectly. And do you guys agree that it's hard to make friends, especially girlfriends in Hollywood, especially being in the entertainment?
It's hard to make them. It's hard to keep them.
Yes.
We can
You know
relate.
what? It's hard to find people that genuinely, you have to be happy with yourself before you can be happy with someone else. And to be
Or for someone else.
For someone else.
Yeah, especially in this industry.
Exactly. And to be an actor, to be in our business, to be in entertainment, there's a little bit of narcissism that must exist to make this work. 'Cause we're told no, that we're not good enough every day. So there's something that goes on in my head that I don't listen to you.
Right.
But
Let's explain what's in her head.
No. Sidebar real quick. When she just said that, she's not exaggerating, because we had a moment where we all had to walk. It's like we had to walk like, oh, sugar.
I am blushing.
It's okay.
I'm blushing.
Don't worry about it.
But we had to walk, and it had to be like a unified Sex in the City, Reservoir Dogs moment.
For oxygen, right?
Yeah.
So we all grab arms.
And all of a sudden, the three of us to our right here, this is your moment. Get that swooshing.
Put your
walk.
head
This
up.
is the
You are
Lord.
beautiful.
And we're like, are
And
you
cross
talking to us
and
or are you
walk.
talking to you? And she's like, I'm talking to myself, but if it's for you, then let it work. Let's go. And I'm like,
Affirmation. It's a beautiful
Oh my
thing.
God.
Affirmation.
I didn't realize I actually said it aloud. I always say it in my head. You're the one. You are it.
Girl, you felt
this is
it
your
in your
perfect
spirit.
moment. But I say it to myself every day in my head. So when I didn't realize I said it aloud. When we paused. They looked at me like,
Eva,
Talking to.
for AfterBuzz TV,
It was
can
in your
we
spirit,
have you
girl.
do the Eva mantra for AfterBuzz TV?
it would be, get your life. This is your moment. There's no one else here.
but it
You're
wasn't this
beautiful.
loud. Like, it literally, we were like, okay, we're about to do this walk. And then like in 5, 4, and we hear, this is your moment. Act like the wind is in your hair if you had it. And,
And we're flowing and we're bouncing.
Speaking of hair, I love the brown. I know that you were blonde for so long.
Speaking of hair, where do you shop to get your wigs?
okay, there's
First of all,
Wigs, honey.
can I sidebar?
this is not a wig, by
I
the
know
way.
it's not.
And
I
that's
have
a lot of
scalp.
hair.
That is a frustrating
Yes.
part because this is
She has
all
beautiful hair.
Denyce
But
Marie Lawton.
I saw the wig heads.
That's the reason why. Is
She
because
has
I
nice
cover it. Because here's
She
the
doesn't
thing.
want to fry it.
You look at people like Tia and Tamara Mowry. We grew up envying these women with gorgeous, long, curly, healthy hair.
I like Toni Braxton personally. That's who I grew up in.
Yeah.
But there are people that, for the people that love the hair situation.
Yeah.
So as we get older, as over processed as our hair get, you start seeing girls cutting off the hair because it's easier maintained, and also because it gets over processed.
Exactly.
Honey, let me tell you something. The first, when I started doing when I did music videos and
Well,
stuff.
Denyce had a Jerry curl, y'all. I'm sorry. Back in the day when you were in, you said you had a Jerry curl in high school.
She's
No, my hair was naturally curly, so people thought it was a Jerry curl because my hair curled up. Because my hair naturally curls up, and after a certain
Very
point
curly.
of the '90s, people didn't wear Jerry curls. But
And
when
you
I
had
was
to
wearing
put
my
grease.
right, no, couldn't wear grease in my hair. But when I would put, I can't put grease in my hair. But when I wore my hair curly, they're like, "You got Jerry curl." I'm like,
No.
no.
Really
But then when
not.
Mariah Carey came out, it was, "Oh, you got pretty hair."
Right.
But so anyways, long story short, I just felt like I got tired of my hair breaking off and getting brittle. Like my one girlfriend that was on the show last night, she and I used to live next door to each other 10 years ago, and I let someone do my hair they said they were putting a cream in to take out the frizz in my curl.
It was a relaxer.
She put a relaxer, and all my hair fell out. My hair was down here, and it was like a honey blonde color. It was down here. I went next door with clumps of hair in my hand, and she was just like,
I would have cried.
She did this, and everything just started falling out.
So you put the wigs, so you wore the wigs to help grow your hair out.
But plus, it's just an easy fix for me sometimes.
But you know what? There is something to say about a woman that's confident enough to have this much hair to put a wig on that looks like my hair.
Exactly.
Like there's a confidence in a person that could flip it and switch it and do all that.
But for the hair that I do get,
girl, where you get it? Where you get it?
Let us know. Let us know.
I need a wig.
You know the sisters want to know.
I wasn't going to talk about it as much now, but I'm actually working with a girlfriend of mine with Bella Dream Hair.
Bella's the girl.
There today.
Her hair, let me tell you, she has hair texture for every hair texture across this world. And I don't do weaves and stuff like that. I do wigs and I do clip-ons. She calls them beanies. But
it's like a hat.
But Bella Dream Hair, she's actually located here in California, and she makes custom wigs and she makes custom clips, custom everything. So we're gonna work together.
And then there's a guy. His name is Terrell Khalif Mullen.
Yes.
He's my cousin. He is absolutely everything. And like Nia Long did this cover of Essence magazine, and you can't even tell, but it's a full-on wig because he could wig anything.
Where can we locate him?
Get your line. He has a website, TerrellMullen.com.
Perfect.
But he's amazing.
Really quick, want to tell you guys that Kelly actually tweeted me. She said she misses you guys. She wishes she could be here. She's out of town on work.
Yes. She actually asked if she could Skype in a session. I just got the text.
424-256-1729. We only
Call
have
us.
5 minutes
Call
left.
us, Cals.
Before we go, I want a little tease for the finale. What's going on? What are we gonna see?
I don't even know.
I don't know.
Besides
the commercial.
What
Besides
the
the
commercial
trailer.
said. What can you tell us?
You know what? In a general way, you're gonna see. I know when this show first started, especially the first episode, you saw like a lot of storylines. There were all these women with all these lives and different things going on. I think you kind of get an idea in a true sense of who we are, why we are who we are, why we support each other, and you get to see a wrap-up at the first part of our journey together. Having done this show together, mind you, we're girlfriends. We're not castmates. This whole castmate idea is extremely new. We go to Philippe's house, we have cocktails, and we go home. Like, we don't film in the middle and then she doesn't get upset because I said something because she doesn't remember. But we do a show and it's like, hold on, you said that?
Yeah.
Right. I was
Did you mean that? Because I looked back and I was like, hold on, when did she say that? Oh, whoa. What just happened?
Right. I do know
Again, 40 minutes of editing.
Yeah.
So what you get to see is basically the wrap up of this journey and us prepaing for a new journey. And that journey,
Or an
you will have to
ongoing
tune
journey.
in.
Yes, and I decorate a baby's room, so you get to see that. Yes, I get to do something fun.
What can you tell us in terms of where we can find you now, what you're working on, where can your fans,
Well, for
catch up
starters,
with the
if
three
you
of
have not caught every episode of Girlfriend Confidential LA, not only is it on demand, but it's also on iTunes. You can buy the entire season. I have it on my phone.
Don't forget to go on Oxygen to look at the bonus clips, because there's a lot of stuff that you don't see on the show.
And pictures, photos. We have literally given them over 400 pictures of our life.
There's like a gallery of Eva's fashions, a gallery of Nikki's work. It's just like a whole bunch of extras.
Yeah. And then
obsessed.
Denyce, you can find her on Instagram at Denyce Lawton. You can find her on, I was going to say MySpace. Get your life.
You can MySpace, you won't find me on there, but you can find it.
But you can also find her on Twitter at Denyce Lawton. And
my Facebook is Denyce L, because somebody took Denyce Lawton.
And I want everybody to check out my new website I launched called Nikki Chu Home. And you'll find vintage scarf pillows that I designed
They're
from all your favorite designers, from Pucci to Christian Dior to Givenchy, and they're all one-of-a-kind pillows that are
There's a
really
lot
beautiful.
of things, like, and I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about, but I want to put it out there. If you check your newsstands this week, you will find a feature of Miss Nikki Chu
in People Magazine.
People Magazine.
Shot by Denyce Lawton.
I shot her.
I saw the photo. Beautiful.
Yes. I'm covering Sister to Sister magazine this week, and then also I have a pet insert in OK magazine. And a new film just came out today called Note to Self with Christian Keys and LaToya Luckett.
Denyce, what about your films and what about Black Hollywood?
Oh God, there's so much of that.
We're getting into that.
Really quick. But actually 4 films working on 2 simultaneously. I have a horror film that's coming out in theaters around Halloween. It's called The Helpers. And I mean, if you just keep checking up on all of our sites and Twitter and stuff, we'll definitely keep you updated on all the projects that we're working on in the films.
But you can check in on Instagram for my fashion statement.
And don't forget, it's football season, so if you are a big fan, you got to get one of my handbags and represent your team in fashion.
Well, thank you so much for being here. My co-hosts, please tell the viewers, the listeners, where they can find you.
Hey guys, it's Kennelia again. You can find me on Twitter at Kennelia, Kennelia, or on Facebook. You can add my page.
Holla. And it's Corrinne. Add me at Just Saying 08. Holla.
And it's Ashley Gray. You can always find me on Twitter at Tweet Nina Marie or Instagram, Nina Marie Gray.
What's my name again? All right, and last but not least, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Giselle Ugarte. You can find me on Twitter at Giselle Ugarte. Check out Girlfriend Confidential LA.
On Oxygen every Monday.
After show. Yeah, the season finale on Oxygen on Monday. Maybe we'll have the girls back. Who knows? Maybe they'll call in. But thank you so much for joining us. Comment, rate us, and we'll see you on Monday.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.